We hear often about, the downtown is dying, everything's vacant. And what we're trying to do is trying to shift that narrative of going, no, look at what is all out here. That's what we want to be able to do and continue to do moving forward. But what we're building isn't for us. We're building this for our community and trying to set this standard of, we are better together. We take underdeveloped, underutilized spaces, transform it, add desks, all the infrastructure that any business would need. And then folks pay a membership to work from the space. And then what we then do is inject much needed community. And so that's what we really pride ourselves on is, providing the necessities for you to get your business going and continue going, but then injecting that much needed community piece. It's a community that was born really out of a personal need for myself. 5 years ago, I had entered the world of self-employment, left a stable corporate job to chase after creative industry. I was a full-time photographer, and it was great to have the freedom of a schedule and doing something I love, but it was just very isolating. Over some beers with a good friend who was also a remote worker in Helena, he was kind of lamenting the same thing, and we're like, dude, let's just, how about we just get an office, just the two of us. We got that going, and then slowly a handful of more friends in our community started to put their hands up. The light bulb had gone off. We decided to start a co-working space. We quickly started to learn that there were a lot of gaps in the entrepreneurial ecosystem for the state of Montana. We found that there were a lot of organizations doing amazing work for entrepreneurs, but a lot of it was really siloed. Coupling that with our experience through the pandemic, for us, there was a shift of like, okay, this might be going away, we're done, to quickly having larger corporations and organizations start to shift to remote work. We saw a huge need and opportunity for us. Some great mentors and advisors brought it up and said, if there was a time that you really wanted to expand and kind of build this community through the state, now is the time. We knew we needed funding, and we knew we had to go, outside of our traditional methods.
I started here as a member, so I was working remotely for a tech startup and kind of just fell in love with it. Wasn't just a place to work, but really a place with friends and community where I saw everybody rooting for each other in a way that was really important. He was talking about expanding at that point, and I was like, I wish I could be involved in this, and then that opportunity came.
I had never done fundraising outside of selling Cub Scout popcorn. Thankfully, Shreya, our COO, is a master with all things numbers.
Jason is very much like a big picture, visionary people person, which is exactly what was needed to start this business. And my background's in accounting. I'm like the numbers and spreadsheets and how are we going to get this done sort of person. And so we really complement each other.
We knew going into it that it would be difficult. A lot of folks are looking for that 10X or the next big opportunity. And the reality is with what we're doing, we didn't start this to make a bunch of money. We built this organization and this community because we needed it.
I think we definitely put everything through the filter of culture first and what our members need.
And I think that's something that resonated really well with a lot of our investors that we ended up working with.
Shortly before I got involved, Sidecar expanded into Missoula, so that was the first little branch out. And then when I came on as COO, the expansion went even further where we opened up in Bozeman. We went from less than 40 members, I think, in our original Helena space, to now we have almost 250.
About the same time that we decided to start pursuing Bozeman, we had an opportunity to expand in Helena. We started in a pretty small place in the heart of downtown Helena, a couple thousand square feet. We were kind of packed in like sardines. What we really wanted to do was find a building or a space that was underutilized, iconic to a community in the heart of a downtown, that we can partner with other organizations to come in and revitalize. We were exploring the old Helena Independent Record newspaper building. The Independent Record, when it was here, was kind of that central hubbub for the community. And it's really exciting to see kind of that life be given back to this building. 40 or 60 entrepreneurs in our space. We have an amazing architecture firm, a coffee shop, a brewery. So much life coming out of this building that is now benefiting the community again. I left a corporate job going, I never want to have to do this again. I want to work for myself, by myself. So now that we're getting back into this, there's a lot of relearning.
It has taken, everything from me and Jason in the last 2 years. It's like, we're a small team, so it's just been us. And I think the biggest thing it has taken is adaptability and flexibility, because we had all kinds of ideas of what fundraising was going to be like, what expanding was going to be like, how much work it would take to open a new space. All of those things did not go how we thought it would. And if you are sticking to, rigidly to your plans and how you think things are supposed to go, that'll really wreck you, So we really had to stay flexible and just, try and keep things on the rails while going with the flow at the same time.
A lot of just constantly reminding myself of, you're not climbing a mountain to stare at your feet. And so taking that step back and seeing the relationships that are happening. And the support that we're giving each other is, for me, what community looks like. This space, as I said before, was created out of a deep personal need. Every morning coming in myself, I need this space. Starting every day with that on my own heart is really helping us continue to build that culture of inclusivity and collaboration.
All of that has an impact on people feeling sort of safe and welcomed. And I think that's a much more inspiring environment to work in.
These are my people. This is my community. And I've realized, at our core, humans need that connection. What we're doing is providing a space for people to be themselves and are really proud to be a part of. We have this community that has our back and is surrounding us and encouraging us to continue pushing.